How subliminal messaging works. Well, subliminal messages are actually subliminal learning. Through your regular consciousness, day to day, you repeat experiences and you repeat information and then you practice it. Like learning how to ride a bike. You hear about how to ride a bike and then you try it for yourself. But with subliminal messaging, you bypass the learning and the practice stage, and the information goes straight down to the subconscious mind. And it is a form of learning because it is actually in your every day-to-day use that you don't even realize. And one very good example is your peripheral vision. Let's say you're watching a TV show with your friends, or you've had a long day at work and you just turn the TV on and you're not really thinking that much. You're just turning it on for noise. In your peripheral vision, you're already picking up a lot that's going on. And people who are exhausted and tired, they tend to not even be paying attention to what they're looking at. So they are subliminally already the information's instantly going to them, but they don't even know what they're looking at. And in other cases where you're focusing on something, you're trying to work on an essay, or you're really into a movie, things could be going on around you that you don't even notice. But subliminally you pick it up, and then you'll start to wonder, hey, wait a minute. Is there someone 4 aisles down that got a blowjob during the movie? Or maybe in the corner of your eye you saw a black dart just dash by, and you don't even know what it was. And you saw something, but when you try to think of what it was, all you could think of is just a black blur that went by, because you weren't looking right at it, and it was in your peripherals. Well, your subconsciously, you got it stored. It's in there. You just don't know it's there. And the subliminal subconscious reactions like that are a key factor in making small changes in our mind that help us interact with the world around us. So when people make videos that display messages that have hidden words in them that are being sent in there to try to take control of your mind, in a sense, they're trying to send a message to you without you even thinking about it. They, after being heard over and over and over, they eventually become a positive change in your mind, and it's something you want to have done, or you feel comfortable with all of a sudden. And nowadays there are actually programs that you can buy that will help you lose weight or quit smoking, because they have specific subliminal messages in them that make you no longer want to smoke, that make you no longer desire drinking soda, over a period of time of hearing it over and over and over. And in some cases it's used to treat illnesses even, and get rid of phobias. And because it can change patterns of behavior and personal beliefs and bad habits, it is actually a form of hypnosis, because it also bypasses the logical mind into your conscious mind, your subconscious area. Now, this logic that everybody has, you actually start to develop it around the age of 6, which is why little children are so susceptible, so easily tricked, and so easily willing to accept something as a truth, because they have not yet developed the function to start quickly solving difficult problems and issues that would otherwise have a bad effect on you, or change your life in some way. But unlike hypnosis, subliminal messaging is a method that doesn't require you to send anybody into a trance, and it doesn't require you to put anybody to sleep. So it's a much faster and easier method to work with. But wait a minute, how do you do it? Oh, I'm glad you asked. It's actually very simple, and any sort of subliminal messaging requires you to use a subliminal recording software, which they have several products that you could buy, programs that are listed in such an area, such as like InnerTalk, Subliminal Studio, Transparent Corp, Subliminal Recorder. You basically just need something that's really good at recording, and that's really easy to use with modifying messages that can make your message that you're repeating untraceable real easily. First thing you have to do is come up with a powerful message that you want the listener to focus on, something that they want to achieve that downplays a negative aspect. You want to be very positive. You want to downplay anything negative. It has to be like, I can, or I have. I can overcome cancer. I have to go to work at 6 o'clock every morning. And it has to just repeat itself over and over and over. And once you have, it's really that simple, because once you have that down, then all you have to do is plug it into your program and pick out a good track that you want to play with it, or a good speech. Now, whatever you're playing it with, it has to be, absolutely, number one, has to be something that the consumer wants to hear. If they don't want to hear it, then the subliminal message goes right out the door. If they're not listening, that's why in the old days, in like the 50s and 60s, they put subliminal messaging in the information that they would announce at the market. So when people would go to the store and they're announcing like all the foods and stuff that they have new, and they're playing the background music, inside of that music, really well hidden at a high pitch that's really untraceable, is a message that's just being played over and over and over. Buy beans. You want to buy beans. I have to buy beans. I can afford to buy more bread. I can afford to buy the more expensive wine. You know, you have to target what the type of interest that you're trying to work with. You have to pique that person's interest that you're trying to subliminalize messages to. And it's not such a bad idea to branch out these mediums, so to speak. You don't only want to go with something that's audio, but also create something that's visual. Videos and TV shows often will portray something where it just quickly flashes something. Now, if you quickly flash something that is exactly what you're having being repeated over and over and over subliminally, it'll also get added in there. So that's also very good. But only the proper equipment can do these sort of things. It can be very expensive. They make things like subliminal MP3 players, so that if you're trying to lose weight or something, you can go ahead and have it right there in your MP3 player, and you can just keep playing the song over and over while you're running or something, and it'll help you do a lot better. Or while you're at work. If you want a very cheap double recording program to use for your subliminal message, and you want to put it in a regular CD, and you want to use, in that case you'll have to use like a regular program. There are ways to do subliminal messaging. It's not nearly as effective as the programs that will adjust the pitch and other such things of nature. But there are ways that may not be as effective. It depends on what kind of message you have. And like hypnosis, however more profound that message is to the person, the harder it's going to be to get it through to their head. But the way to do it, like on a CD, regular CD, is that you have an audio track that you want it to be on, and you go ahead and you set up your positive message, you write it down, and you go ahead and you free record that message on a program like Audacity, and you just go ahead and add it into the music and just have it keep being replayed over and over and over, and go ahead and take the volume of your subliminal message and dumb it down to the point where it can't even be heard anymore, but the machine says that it has a volume still, and that's it for that. And then just turn it all, transfer it into one song, make it into one song, publish it, whatever the program calls for. And there you go, you got your subliminal message song. It may not be as effective, but it's something, and it's cheap. Not necessarily free, because you still have to have the program, but that program's going to be a lot cheaper than any other program, than the other type of programs for subliminal messaging.